It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Golden State Warriors. Well, for Golden State, they are clearly
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Warriors take to the road. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and as things get ready to roll.
Well, Kevin Durant is back after missing.
Great to have him healthy and back out on the floor, DA. Thank you. And both of these sides, Steve, with some fantastic forwards on the roster. I imagine we'll be seeing them go right at each other in this one.
You know, the forward position is interesting because you got to do a little banging. You got to defend. You got to score. I know all positions you do that.
Play out a little bit on the perimeter.
Yeah, you got to switch.
Yeah.
That's one of those positions you do a lot, but it ultimately comes down to who can control the paint with their physicality.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And Golden State looking at who they've got. The incredible shooting pair of Curry and Thompson in the backcourt. Durant is out there with Green, and it's Pachulia in at the center position. Here's Thompson. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Outside, Porzingis. Pachulia with the steal. Outside Curry. Back to Thompson. From the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. Thompson's got himself on the board with three there.
These shots are the ones that separate Thompson from the rest of the pack. An elite shooter.
First quarter of play. 1 minute played. Rose against Curry. Rose passes to Anthony. Clock at 6. From 11 feet away. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
He's as consistent as they come on offense. It's really a luxury to have him on your team.
Outside, Green. Launches it. Rebound by Anthony. And it's the Knicks with the ball. It's a three-point game. Porzingis kicks to Rose. And so just over a minute and a half played. Back to Porzingis. Pachulia with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. The Knicks pull it in.
Okay, that lay-in. He's tricky, but the defense was just too tight on him.
And one thing about Kristaps Porzingis, you know he can overcome adversity. I mean, he was booed heavily on draft day for not being the selection the fans wanted. And you know what? Didn't let it bother him and didn't take it personal. All he did was go out and win over every fan of the New York Knicks imaginable. And he made a few more. Just a spectacular rookie campaign. And I just tell you guys, the sky is the limit for this young man.
Durant dishes to Thompson. And the three off target.
No defensive pressure. That's a three-point attempt. He loved to have that.
Porzingis and Pachulia pulls it down. And for Porzingis getting booed on draft day, that can leave a sour taste in a lot of players' mouths, but he understood it, and he just uses it as motivation.
Kevin, give him credit. A lot of players may let that distract them or detract from who they are, but not Porzingis. That exciting play, though, quickly won over any critics he may have had.
Warriors leading by 5. The tray. It's rebounded by Porzingis. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Porzingis sets the pick for Anthony. There's 1:38 left in the first. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And for Carmelo Anthony, one thing that he doesn't get enough credit for is, Greg, his rebound.
Yeah, and Melo's never been a bad rebounder, but in the past few seasons, you can see he's emphasized that more active in terms of closing out on possessions, has a great base and wide shoulders to secure position on the box out. And watching Melo, you can just see how his game has grown since when he came into the league. I mean, still as great a scorer as you're going to find, but he's doing so much now in terms of his passing and his defense. I mean, visibly much more of an impact on the floor in other facets. And I think that's a credit to his maturation and the reason why there's some optimism for the Knicks.
Jennings kicks to Anthony. There's a good screen. Pass to O'Quinn. Poked away. Iguodala with the steal. And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That is his first foul of the game. And with Melo and seeing his game grow, it's almost like he's putting more trust in his teammates and not going at it alone quite as often.
And when he does need to ISO and take over for possession, he's still effective at it. Melo has always been a good passer, and now he's just trusting his teammates more. Scoring is down a bit, but he's a superior player to defend. You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
The Warriors shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%. Right around the middle of the road.
The charity stripe is far from the strongest part of Iggy's game, but he will hit him in crunch time.
Here's Jennings. Thomas a screen. O'Quinn the pass to Jennings. 6 on the shot clock. Back to O'Quinn. The shot's good on the assist by Jennings. O'Quinn's got his first 2 points.
They love getting simple looks like that inside.
The pass to Clark. Back to Livingston. Outside, Green. They set the pick. Off the pick. And there's the nice layup by Iguodala.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And here's Jennings. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Dishes it to Holiday. Here's Thomas. What a play! Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
No panic at all.
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that 3.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
They've been super aggressive on that end, and they've been rewarded for it so far. Let's see if they'll be able to maintain this for the rest of the game.
They've got Jennings, and it's Thomas in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 for New York right now. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, some might say that Draymond Green has a big mouth. Klay Thompson said he talks to us, himself, the coach, the other bench. But Andre Iguodala had the capper, fellas. He said if you're having a conversation about potato chips, then he's going to make sure his opinion is heard.
They love that edge he brings, DA. Absolutely. Thanks. Warriors leading by 8. And everyone knows that the Knicks have been committed to the triangle offense. Not the easiest offense to run or learn Greg Anthony, but they are staying with it.
And I think for the foreseeable future, that is going to be the plan. I mean, their roster can work with it, but it hasn't been easy thus far. You wonder if the offense has simply fallen out of favor due to the up-tempo nature of the modern NBA.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Golden State. The Knicks have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Outside Rose. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Got a piece of it. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Outside for Curry. And again, no good by Golden State. Knicks trail by 11. Lee left side, stolen by Thompson. Curry kicks to Durant. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Durant's got 6.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Rose against Curry. Rose passes to Hernan Gomez. And again, unable to change momentum here. Durant for 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Rose against Curry. Rose passes to Hernan Gomez. Porzingis with the ball. New York moving the ball around. Pachulia with the steal. They get a hand on it. And a fast break now for New York. Anthony on the wing. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pachulia. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for New York. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. Then for the Warriors, Draymond Green, he's checked in for Iguodala. Ian Clark comes in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. And motivation is such a key component for being a successful coach. Steve, how hard is it, you think, for a coach to consistently connect with this team over the course of the season and a lot of times deliver the same message over and over again?
You know, it's hard. You got to be creative. And I think also you got to build the right culture where guys buy in. But they have to buy into what you're selling. You got to be true to who you are, great character and great trust. And also you can't waver. When the coaches start wavering, players start to see that and feel that.
They know it, don't they?
And it goes south.
They smell blood. They know that a coach is not standing on a solid foundation.
Right. Total collapse on defense there. You can't let a good shooter like him get a clear look at the basket from outside.
Outside Rose. Kicks it to Lee. Just 5 on the clock. Noah with a screen on Green. Off the screen. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
It just seemed like they were out of sync and waited way too long.
And the shot is good. Livingston's got his first basket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
There's a good screen. Now the dish to O'Quinn. Looking for Anthony and gets it there. Back to O'Quinn. Shoots from the high post. That one a little long.
He had all the room he needed to get the shot off. Just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Shot's good by Green.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Anthony with it. He feeds it to Rose. To halt the run. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And a guy who's averaged as many as 7 free throws a game in his career, Rose knows how to get to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. The free throw drops for Rose. Both teams deciding to change it up. Rose hits them both. Durant. No good on that one. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. The Warriors on top. They finish off the second quarter. And Steve Kerr asking his guys to simply run their offense, share the basketball.
Yeah, and don't just settle for tossing it around the horn. Attack the defense. Play inside out when you can.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Lee out there with Jennings. And it's Noah in at the 5 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Anthony, the pass to Jennings. Back to Anthony. Screen by Porzingis. Lets the 3 fly. Oh, through the foul and almost hit the 3-point bucket. And he'll go to the line to shoot 3. And it goes on Draymond Green. And a bit of an end of an era when Joakim Noah left Chicago. Many figured he'd be a Bull for life, but with a reduced role and issues with others in the organization, Steve, it seemed like the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, for Joakim Noah, one of those guys you just said, hey, he's always going to be there. But I think the injuries and then being able to play at a high level without Joakim Noah, he'll definitely be missed. But it was just time for Joakim Noah to move on.
And the Knicks making a change here. Rose is checked in.
Kevin Durant, a 4-time scoring champ. That award based on points per game average. If you go by total points in a season, he's led the league on 5 separate occasions.
One of the most impactful free agent moves in league history, certainly Kevin Durant. Greg signing with the Golden State Warriors.
It sent shockwaves through the league. I mean, we've heard of teams with 3 All-Stars before, but, you know, the Warriors now have 4. And when you look at Curry, Thompson, Durant, and Green, you could argue that each of them are the best at their respective position in the NBA. Well, that is scary for the opposition.
And finished off by Noah.
If you're the defense, you got to track Noah everywhere he is, because if not, that's the result.
On the wing, Thompson, covered by Lee. Anthony against Durant. And he converts the layup.
Taking good shots overall, hitting a high percentage of them. That's what has this team rolling.
New York calls timeout. And Smitty, we have a question sent in by one of our viewers. This is from Quinn up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He asks, they were wondering what you'd like to do in the offseason to decompress from basketball, to get away from it.
You know, physically, I like to do a little yoga, like to swim, and I think something challenging. I love to play golf because that humbles me. I'm still not good at it, Kevin, but I keep going at it.
And you have fun doing it.
I do. I have a lot of fun. You know why? No scorecard. Not at all.
But once a competitor, always, right? You can't lose that edge.
No, not at all. So that's the one thing I like about it. It's me versus the ball versus the hole, and they're winning right now.
And the first one drops. And GA, after being such a fixture in the city of Chicago and for so long, Joakim Noah signing with his hometown team, the Knicks, in the last offseason, a bit of a bittersweet end of his time with the Chicago Bulls. A lot of moving parts in his time with Chicago.
Yeah, and, you know, his playing time had dwindled, and it was just, I think, in everyone's best interest for him to move on. It's a great fit in New York, both with the team and the pulse of the city. Clearly was still valued highly around the league, as it took a sizable contract to put him in that Knick uniform.
Rose against Curry. Rose gets the bucket.
Derek is just exceptional in the paint. A gifted scorer amongst the trees.
Warriors leading by 22. Ball's knocked loose. Dives for it, and that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
And here is Green. Outside Durant, 5 on the clock. It's good. Durant's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And that's where KD just feasts with this team. When it comes to those spot-ups, he's as good as anyone in the league.
Rose kicks to Porzingis. He dishes it to Carmelo. Screen by Porzingis. Anthony hits the front of the rim and out.
Well, no one's scoring off that screen. That was terrible.
1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Thompson with it. Picked by Pachulia. From deep. And another 3 for Golden State.
That shot was from distance. The stroke from Thompson, so pure.
1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Now Rose. Lee dishes to Noah. Durant against Anthony. And that misses everything.
He's usually money for mid-range, but the defender got up in his shirt, took him out of rhythm.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way. And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Durant.
This was a player who was determined to carry the offensive load for them. You could see it. He was saying, it's on me. I'm going to take over this basketball game, and that's exactly what he did.
And there's the feed to Thomas. He kicks it to Holiday. Looking to end the run. Makes a big high bounce and goes in.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
I'm with you. I didn't think he'd get that one off in time, but his shot is so quick. He did.
Outside Durant. Here's Livingston. And it's good. Fought through contact. Gets the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
I mean, the game is in hand, but they're still running their offense, and they're just plain and simple, still making shots.
27 seconds left in the fourth. Outside Holiday. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.
You're right. They're not going quietly. They're going to keep battling to the very end, no matter what the score is.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but...
Thanks very much, Andre. A lot of great offensive players on this team. How does it all come together to have a night like tonight?
Well, we know our defense is our catalyst to everything for our team. So as long as we play defense, get stops, rebounding was most important tonight. You know, they're one of the best rebounding teams in the league.